Good morning, my loves. I'm here with your daily channeled message. So we'll see what wants to come through. It is up to you to make sure that when you feel things coming up in your internal reality, you are giving them the time and energy that they deserve at any one moment in time. When we skip past some of the internal energies that are being perpetuated either by external means or internal reflection, there is a need to be as present with these things as possible. You are being introduced into higher dimensional realms of consciousness at this time, which means that there must be a complete shedding of everything that is old, everything that has been, everything that is no longer resonant with the version of you that you are going to be stepping into in the next coming weeks to months. These higher vibrational light codes that are pouring in at this time are facilitating the necessity to have this type of internal reflection. Do not feel that you have let go of everything. What they're saying is don't spiritually bypass. Do not spiritually bypass anything that wants to come up at this time, as what is necessary to come up can potentially be coming up from the depths of our experience. It may be something that you don't even have a conscious recollection of up until this point. There are going to be things that need to be poured into on an internal level, feelings of integration, of safety, of bringing forward and bringing yourself out of feelings of lack, of scarcity, of pain, of turmoil. Many of these things can be lying dormant underneath the surface until there is a necessary point of reflection to facilitate being able to acknowledge and experience these things fully. With the eclipse portal that we are currently moving through, there is a necessary need to dig up all of the old, all of the shadow, all of the pieces that aren't serving, to allow yourself to fully step into what it is that you are going to be embodying in the latter part of this cycle. So make sure that when things are coming up, if things need to come up at this time, even if they are feelings without a conscious memory attached to them, give them the time of day that they deserve. As when you give these things the time of day that they deserve, they begin to dissipate. They stop holding on to you. You stop holding on to them. Many and much of what it is that you do not wish to be experiencing only needs to move through you at a very, on an integrated level, but at a slow pace. It does not need to be an extreme amount of emotion or an extreme amount of energy. And what happens in the human incarnation is that as you feel things that you do not wish to feel, you stop yourself from feeling them, which makes energetic blockages in your field of awareness, in your field of consciousness. So as you begin to make sure that when you're experiencing the emotions and energies that need to come up, you are allowing them to flow through you with ease, because all of the emotional energies that you have experienced only need to move through you. They do not need to be held onto. Your emotions are not going to hurt you. They are a part of you, and they are indicators for your highest alignment, your highest possible path and choices. So when we begin to make decisions from that place of giving yourself the conscious time and attention to pay attention to the signals, the signposts that you are getting on an internal level, you are able to move forward with more ease and in a deeper sense of alignment than you potentially would have beforehand. Any last messages? Experiencing yourself as all that is the paramount experience of the human incarnation. When you find yourself to be able to move through these emotions on an internal level with more ease, you are facilitating the ability to move into these higher levels of consciousness at a rapid rate. It is paramount. It is why we have spoken to these things so much in recent years. It is why it has been a part of the collective consciousness to move through and heal oneself, to move through and heal one's shadows, as these are the things that must be experienced and let go and flow through for the human to be able to move into a higher understanding of oneself. There is no accidents in any of this. It is exactly what it has always been supposed to be. You are just moving into some of the latter stages of this process at this point, which means that you will begin to be able to experience what is going to be a very enlightened version of your experience comparatively. It is also important to acknowledge that we will be giving you much assistance over the coming days, weeks, and months as you move through some of the older energies that are needing to be processed. There is like a background thing that they're kind of sharing with me that I feel like is important to speak to. And this has been coming up a lot in my field of awareness the last couple of days, and that is that basically our current reality is the result of cause and effect. So even if we have shifted our current energy, we kind of have to wait for our physical reality to play catch up with us. And so we may still have to experience, even if like our consciousness has shifted, even if our energy has shifted, even if, you know, you've shifted yourself into the timeline that you want to be shifting into, even if you're doing the manifestation, like you're putting yourself in the energy that you want to be experiencing, we have to wait for the physical to play catch up, because there's this energy of cause and effect that's still happening, because before you had switched your energy, you were still putting out an energy, and the universe still has to reflect that back. And so it might take a little bit of time to get there, and there might be a little bit of like testing, or there might be a little bit of like uncomfortability that needs to be kind of moved through and experienced before the catch up has taken place, and then you get to experience the energy that you're currently putting out. So that's a big part of it as well. And I actually feel like that's the portion of time that we are in right now, where it's like, okay, so we've had consciousness expansions, we've been experiencing this influx of light codes, we've been experiencing this influx of higher dimensional energies that are aiding and assisting us in moving into these higher levels of consciousness and shifting our perception of who we are on an intrinsic, innate level. So you might be noticing a lot of like shadow work coming up. You might be noticing that you're getting sick, because this is part of like the purging process that we're going through right now. But I think that part of it also is like, even when you have noticeably shifted your energy, there's going to be this period of catch up that you're still going to be playing until the physical reality, it manifests in the physical reality, because everything starts on the energetic, and then it manifests into the more gross. It goes subtle to gross. So that's my message for today. I love you all, and I hope you have a beautiful rest of your day.